Severe thunderstorm warning for
Hey
North Central
everybody.
Pottawatomie County in southwestern Iowa, southwestern Shelby County in southwestern Iowa.
Well, I'm back. It's been very stressful couple weeks. I don't know. Hey, Stacy, Shockwave, Raven, Doc, Becky, Southpaw, and everybody else. I don't know if everybody here watched my last stream, but a very good friend of mine. Oh, thanks, Tree. A very good friend of mine passed away, and I helped her sister that lives here in my building, and somebody I care quite a bit about, and it brought a lot of stress on me. Had to relive something that I went through quite some time back, and so I've been pretty bummed out. But we're getting back, and having a big bout with some health issues because of the stress. But I figured I'd go ahead and do this. I'm later what I wanted to be tonight.
Thunderstorm warning for
And the reason is
Price County in north central Wisconsin.
I like
Southeastern Sawyer County
NCIS.
in northwestern
And
Wisconsin.
the premiere show, they brought Ziva back tonight. And I really missed her not being on the show. So I decided to watch that before I went live. So there's several things that I've been keeping an eye on tonight. Several tornado warnings, Wisconsin, Minnesota, clear down to Kansas, and some of them reported on the ground. So what do you want to hear first? You want to hear the severe side, or do you want to hear the tropical side? Tony's got his own show called Bull, and I was told tonight that they picked him up on a new contract, so I don't think he'll be coming back. Thanks, Stacy. Yeah, the Parkinson's really acted up this past week. So yeah, I seen Becky. I got to watch a little bit.
Severe thunderstorm warning for Buffalo County in west central Wisconsin.
As a reminder, folks, that's Robert and Tree over there on YouTube. As of the first of the month, I will no longer be streaming on YouTube, at least for a while. They really had me upset this past month, deleting a bunch of my videos for no reason, and banning one for music that was elevator music. It was not copyrighted, it was free music, and that video got banned. So please join me over on my Twitch if you're over on YouTube. So I got one vote for severe weather. Now this is a mess. Okay, I got one vote, tropical. Let's go ahead and get severe out of the way. This doesn't look that bad. It just looks like a big mess, right? as you can see here, um, there is one that was reported on the ground. Now this is up in Minnesota, or excuse me, Wisconsin. Let me back it up, and there you can see the purple box where it was reported on the ground. And I'll go back a little bit. We'll look at SRV. Look at that rotation. The green and the reds that close together and that bright. It had a pretty good NROT signature, normalized rotation. At one point, I did see debris signature, and right there, that blue, that's a debris signature, so that tells me it was on the ground.
Thunderstorm warning for North Central Dakota County,
and there you can
East
see
Minnesota,
that debris
Southern
signature
Washington County,
is
and East Central
right
Minnesota.
there where the bright red and greens come together. Hang on just a sec. Yeah. Let me call you back. I'm in the middle of a broadcast. All right, bye. As my son, he's out by San Francisco. He just gave me a call. I'll call him back. I'm sure he'll join on the stream here. But when you look at reflectivity, look how ugly that is. I mean, that's not a real good defined hook echo or nothing. So that's where, you know, when I'm helping the chasers, that I got to go through all the modes and look at everything. But that was a pretty ugly rain wrap mess up there in Wisconsin. So there's another one up here in Wisconsin. The red box, that's tornado warning. Yellow is severe. So again, it kind of looks like a mess. I can kind of see that. Let me move this over here to monitor number 1 and switch so I can draw this. You can kind of see how the core here is trying to hook around. And there's an inflow notch right there. So that already tells me there's rotation in it. And it's not real strong rotation. It probably was when they first forewarned it. Go back. And not really. Not really. I mean, you can see the green and the reds here. And don't see anything but scattering. So if I get another tour warn, it's cool to look at. There was one about an hour ago that was really cool. I mean, it had a well-defined hook on it. It was Tour R in Kansas. So anyway, let's go tropical. Now I'm sure a lot of you have already been to the National Hurricane Center, and this is what we got here in the Atlantic. We got this one here. I'm not too worried about that. It's not real strong chance, and it's going to head into Mexico. But Jerry, it's pretty much fallen apart. And I'll show you that on satellite here in a minute. Hey, Sean. Karen, however, I got to keep an eye on this one. And I'll show you why in a little bit. There's a possibility with some of the model runs that this thing's going to come up here, kind of meander around. Let me erase some of this. It's going to come up here, meander around, and it could head west. Some of the models are suggested that, and I'll get to that in a bit. And then we got Lorenzo. But because of a high pressure ridge that's going to build up out here, I think this is going to stay, away from us. I really do. Now let's talk Tropical Storm Karen. This is the cone as of 8 o'clock. Now, you can see the tropical storm warnings that's down here in Puerto Rico. But look how this cone goes up and then starts to shift west. And the reason why is there's a high pressure ridge that's going to keep it from going on out to sea. And let's go ahead and look at Lorenzo first. This is infrared. Let it load. You can see some circulation on this. Now this is pretty far, up to the east. And it's slated to be a hurricane by sometime tomorrow. You can see on the bottom of the screen, it's 65 mile per hour winds. It needs to get up to 74 to get to Cat 1. Okay, I lost my page. But here you can see what the ensemble of the models has got it doing. It's going to curve and go away from us. We don't have to worry about Lorenzo unless something major changes. Here's the cone for Lorenzo. So, as you can see, it's going to stay away. Now, go back. Going down here to Karen. Well, let's go to Jerry first. I want to show you this. This is an odd tropical storm. Really neat looking swirl on this. But notice where all the storms are. They're clear over here on the right side. Several hundred miles away. And just so you know, I lost my pointer. That's Bermuda right there. So they're going to get some stiff winds, maybe. It's not all that strong right now. And it's weakening fast. But that's a really neat looking swirl. But I don't think we have to worry about Jerry.
County in western Upper Michigan,
you can see here on the model cone, it's going to stay out to sea, so it's going to weaken pretty quick. We don't have to worry about Jerry no more. You know what would have been cool? One of my favorite cartoons when I was a kid was Tom and Jerry. It would have been nice to have two storms named Tom and Jerry. Now here's Karen. Let her load. And it's really hard to see where the center of circulation is here. But it's pretty much the center is going over eastern Puerto Rico right now. And I can show you here. This is a radar site from Puerto Rico. Mainly just a lot of rain. But we got to watch that this thing, and it has been known to to happen, that a storm will come up here and turn west. And that's what this cone of uncertainty is kind of showing. So we got to keep a close eye on this.
Winona County in southeastern Minnesota.
Yeah, Becky,
Buffalo County in
they have two
west-central
radar
Wisconsin.
sites. One's on the north side at the airport. It's one of them T instead of a K. And then they have this southern one. And that's the one that I use. Hey, Tammy.
Tornado warning.
We got another tornado warning in
southeastern Chippewa County in west central Wisconsin.
I've got my volume turned up a little bit on GRR, so you should hear. Hey, thanks for the sub, Sean. But you should hear the call out in the background for the tornado warnings. Now, here's the global per Karen. You can see there's a bunch of different models that has this thing turning west. Also, there's warmer waters up there to the north of Puerto Rico. Now that the waters is kind of recovered from Dorian, and they're warming back up again. So this thing is expected to get somewhat stronger and then turn west. Hey, thanks for the cheer. Love them bits. Now, I want to go ahead and take a look at the models. Actually, that was the one page I lost. Let me find it here real quick. And naturally, I want to go to Euro first.
Severe thunderstorm warning for northeastern
And I
Ottawa
want to
County in
change
north central
region.
Kansas, southwestern Clay County in north
Now,
central
this is
Kansas.
looking at the whole Atlantic Ocean. You can see here, we got Lorenzo. This is Karen. And that up here, that's Jerry. And I'll put this in motion. Now, I got to let it load. This is the Euro model. A couple things I'm going to point out here when it gets done loading. Back it up here. Hey, Prugal Farm. So I'll zoom in on this. Again, this is Lorenzo. This is Karen. This is Jerry. Now notice what we got up here. High pressure all the way across. That's what's going to take Jerry and turn it sharply. Because remember, high pressure is like a big bully. It likes to push things away. Now what's going to happen as I move this forward, this high that's over the, let me zoom back in here. This high that's down here in the southeast, that's been causing a lot of record high temperatures for the eastern part of the U.S. That's going to move. And I'll pull this ahead. There you can see it comes out over the ocean. And it built another ridge right across here. And what that's going to mean for little Karen here is it can't go north. And since high pressure rotates clockwise, That's gotta shove Karen. Let me change colors. That's gotta to shove Karen back to the west. And that's what the Euro shows. Notice Karen starts moving closer to Bahamas. Could affect Florida. Now this is Lorenzo out here. It gets really strong. It's going to be a pretty strong hurricane right there. But it's going to stay away. Hey, Rippy. Yeah, high pressure when it brings. I mean, I love it when it brings the dry air because I got COPD. But the heat, it's been a killer. Now, I'm already here in Southwest Ohio starting to cool off. I had to actually wear a jacket when I went and got coffee this morning, and even at 7 o'clock, I sat outside and I had to wear a jacket.
Keweenaw County in western Upper Michigan, northeastern Houghton County in western Upper Michigan.
So, GFS sucks right now. But I will look at this one. The HWRF, which is a model designed for hurricanes. And we'll see what she does. I got to get it to load. There you can see the low coming across Bermuda. Kind of meanders around. And then watch it head west. Which this model don't go that far out, but you can see it's starting to go west. And you can kind of see Lorenzo over here in the side. But yeah, Karen's going to end up heading west, and that's going to be because of that high pressure ridge. Let me back it up a few frames. There you can see the blue H up here at the top. That's the high pressure ridge, and that's going to keep Karen from going north or going out to sea because of that clockwise spin. It can't go this way because of the spin and shoving it back west. It's going to go that way. So, there we have it. Again, Jerry, as of 8 o'clock, it's down to 50 mile per hour wind, 992 millibars, moving northeast at 5 mile per hour, and it's dying. It's dying quickly. This area here, it's only got a 20% in the next 5 days, and I'll show you the cone, the 5-day cone on that. It's going to go towards Mexico, so we don't have to worry about that.
Warning for
as of now.
Iron County in northwestern Wisconsin, southeastern
then Karen,
County in northwestern
45
Wisconsin,
mile per hour wind.
Bryce
It's
County
not a
in
very
north
strong
central
tropical
Wisconsin,
storm.
southeastern
I think it
Sawyer
will
County
get
in
stronger
northwestern
when it
Wisconsin.
gets past Puerto Rico over the next day or two. Gets in those warmer waters. Pressure at 1,003, moving northeast at 10 miles per hour. Now it's really sped up because earlier today it was a lot less than that. And then Lorenzo, 65 mile per hour winds, pressure at 997. That's pretty strong. Moving west northwest at 17 miles per hour. But again, I don't think we got to worry about it. So again, this is the radar on the southeast side of Puerto Rico. The only National Weather Service radar. And this storm wasn't quite strong enough, but 2 years ago, that radar site got totally wiped out. I mean, it tore down the tower and everything. They're still trying to recover. There was 2 hurricanes 2 years ago that went right over Puerto Rico, and they're still trying to recover from that. And then this is the infrared overview of everything. Now let's go ahead and swing this down for the US. And I want to turn off the satellite radar back on. Look at this line. I mean, that goes up at the Upper Peninsula, all the way down southern Kansas. And there's been a bunch of tornado warnings. Now that purple jagged box, that's tornado watch for that whole area. Huh. Somebody's trying to access my Twitch. Idiot. Without my security code, you won't get it. So, anybody got any questions? Again, we can take a look at the latest tornado warning. Southpaw, what's going to happen is bring this down. Go back out here. What's going to happen with Jerry is it's going to be running on the south side of that high pressure. And yeah, I know what you mean, because it turns clockwise on the high pressure, but it has nowhere to go, and it's not going to back up. It's got forward momentum.
Severe thunderstorm,
but there's going to be this high pressure ridge
County in north central Wisconsin
that's going to build up. And when I said that Jerry's going to weaken, and a lot of that is due to it running into that clockwise motion, but when you got that much of a ridge, I mean, it's not going to back up, but it's going to get really slow, and it's dying fast. I mean, this thing was really great looking early this morning, and you can see how it's getting sheared off. Now, another thing that could steer it more east is the upper level winds, and that should be kicking in. That's probably the reason why all the storms are shifted over here on the east side. Okay, that's not allowing me to draw. What the heck's going on here? Okay, the reason why all the storms are over here on the east side, that's your upper level winds, because right here is where the center is of Jerry. So you got some strong upper level winds that's helping to shear that off plus steer it. And right now, the high is still back over here. So it hasn't got to over there yet. There is a high pressure ridge further to the north. This is actually, if you look at this spin here, that's another low. So that's kind of pulling Jerry towards it, because that's a low. But this high hasn't moved yet. It's going to be, I think this weekend is when the forecast of that high to go ahead and shift east. So that'll kind of help push it along. Plus, you got these upper level winds. Hey, Molly. So the higher pressure up to the north, that's got. Let me go ahead and put this in motion. Thanks, Molly. Let this load up, and you can see the two different spins out there. So as of right now, the high pressure is behind it yet. This weekend, that's going to start sliding east. And another high pressure is going to build way out in the Atlantic. But you see this low spinning over here on the right side is starting to suck the moisture around from Tropical Storm Jerry, which I'm really surprised that they still got that as a tropical storm, but they say the winds are strong enough yet. Look at water vapor. I always love to look at this. Once it gets loaded, that's loading a lot of information to cover that much of the globe. Again, the brown, like I told y'all, that's dry air. So we got dry air pushing back here. Now notice there's another low right there. But you can see, if you watch the motion here, that there's upper level winds that's pushing Jerry storms off to the east. Jerry is really weak, really weak. I'm surprised the storms are still that strong. So, just for fun, look, it goes west. Like I told y'all before, I like looking out here in the Pacific. There's a lot of dry air, not a lot going on, but you can really see, just following the moisture track, where the jet stream is. The upper level jet stream, or the northern, is coming like that and then back up. So this is going to be a ridge out here. And we've got another low right here. I have to keep an eye on that. Now that's going to go up and around because of this high pressure ridge. That's sort of in there. Then we got this trough. Guess what that means? Cooler air coming to the east. Eventually. So, the reason why I look at the Pacific, because I want to see these counterclockwise spins and kind of watch the jet stream to kind of plan ahead, see if we're going to have any severe storms.
Severe thunderstorm warning for northern Trempealeau County in west central Wisconsin.
So it's going to be a while out before we get a next batch of severe storms. And I'll zoom in here where this line is, let the water vapor load up. And you can really see the two separate jet streams. This is really cool view, folks. I'll pause it here. Watch the water vapor coming around. That's one jet stream. Then we got this one down here. Now this is the one that's probably helping to shear Jerry. Go ahead and put it back in motion. So you can see right there where the two jet streams are. And this northern one, that trough that's building, where it's dipping to the south, that's a trough. That's going to push further south. So I'm going to see some cooler temperatures.
Actually hear you? I am speaking up. You're just old and deaf.
I heard somebody on Zello. Sounds like Nathan's talking with Cody on there. Looks like Nathan is headed for TwitchCon,
Severe thunderstorm warning for,
which is, I think, in
northeastern Barber
San
County in
Diego.
South central Kansas, eastern Pratt County in south central Kansas.
There's the infrared. So you can see this low way up here in Canada. That's what's going to cause that trough. Oh, Jen's going to
Severe
fly.
thunderstorm warning for, northeastern Pottawatomie County in southwestern Iowa.
That's what's going to bring that cooler air down. I don't think it's going to be until next week. Now, I've had a weak cold front come through, and that's what chilled me off today. Now, as far as Storm Prediction Center, turn this off. Here's the Storm Prediction Center for tonight. Now, this dark color here, that's an enhanced risk, and there is a 10% tornado risk right there where you see the purple jagged box, which is tornado watch. So that's what's going on from the plains up to the northern Midwest. That's what's happening tonight. Yeah, there was a confirmed tornado in Iowa several hours ago.
Severe thunderstorm warning for, northwestern Cass County in southwestern
Right
Iowa,
now,
south central Audubon County in
I
west
have
central Iowa.
12 severe warnings, one tornado warning.
Northern Clark County in central Wisconsin, Taylor
Wisconsin
County in
just got a
Wisconsin.
new tornado warning. But the severe warnings are Wisconsin, Kansas, Iowa, Minnesota, and Michigan. All along that line. All along that line of storms. 12-1, huh? Yeah, that sounds about right, Bev. Yeah, I hate nighttime tornadoes. And northeast of Eau Claire is that tornado warning. Again, we'll look at velocity. It's not real strong. Go back a frame or two. Yeah, it's not real strong rotation, but it's enough. Cedar Rapids. Trying to remember where Cedar Rapids at. But that line's really starting to grow across Iowa. Purple ring. What are you talking about, Southpaw? I tell you what's really ugly up there in Wisconsin right now is as you can see that mess. Oh, when I had the water vapor. Yeah, the purple was water vapor. That's water vapor. That's your infrared, and yeah, it's a mess. Probably get some quick spin ups during the night. You won't be able to see them because they'll be rain wrapped. Just looking at radar alone, and I hate when the storms get all in a line like that. When they all go linear, eventually it'll start bowing out. There's been a lot of strong winds down the southern part of that line. Yeah, I'm not sure what you're talking about, Southpaw. You talking about that one? If you're talking about that one, that purple is scattering. That's the wind velocities. Yeah, that's not outflow. That's scattering because the radar beam is reaching way out there. That's looking over 10,000 feet. About 100 miles from the radar site.
County in north central Wisconsin.
Tornado warning.
Tornado
warning in Michigan.
Northwestern Iron County in south central upper Michigan,
Okay, so you see these greens and reds here.
Southwestern
What I was saying about it bowing,
Michigan, southeastern Ontonagon County in
here's the
western
wind
Upper
starting to
Michigan.
bow. When that starts pushing out and bowing like that, the winds are going to get strong. Now you really don't see the bow in reflectivity yet, but it will. Because I can see it in velocities already. Take a look at this one up in northern Michigan.
Severe thunderstorm warning for
Oh yeah, there's a rotation.
West central Wisconsin.
Thank you, Bev, for the donation. I just got it. Appreciate that. Excuse me. And oh yeah, there's your hook. You see how the core is wrapping around. Actually got a little bit of a donut hole here. Now let's compare that to the SRV. And yeah, where I'm seeing that donut hole, little hole there, which means that it's starting to get rain wrap. The rain is coming all the way around here and it's causing this hole. But that's right where the red and greens come together. Not a very strong end rot. No debris. But I hate rain wrap tornadoes, especially at nighttime. Just horrible. It's bad enough you can't see them unless the lightning lights them up. But when they're rain wrap, they're pretty much impossible to see. And there's the next scan, that donut hole's gone. Hey, thanks for the sub, Bevy. Yeah, let me load up a bunch of frames on here. Yeah, it's not real tight circulation, but it is there. So that looks to be heading south of Marquette. Thanks for the sub there, Southpaw. I didn't see it. Did somebody gift? For some reason, it didn't show up. Oh, that was anonymous that gifted. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Every little bit helps me, man. So again, we'll take a look at Puerto Rico. Now you start to see some storms blowing up on the northern side of the island. I'm really not seeing very much lightning in it. All those green boxes, those are flash flood warnings. I'll turn the radar off so you can see them. So a lot of that island is under flash flood. Now remember, there's a mountain range in Puerto Rico that runs just about across the center from east to west. There's a mountain range in here, so they get a lot of flooding easy. Speaking of flooding, Imelda, when it hit Texas, there was a part of Texas that got over 43 inches of rain. 43. Over around the Houston area, this past week, I think they said something about 9 to 10 inches of rain in 1 hour. 1 hour. There were some people saying that they were hit worse last week than they was with Harvey.
Tornado warning.
Another tornado warning
for
Wisconsin.
Eau Claire County in west
The time
central
is
Wisconsin.
Eau Claire County.
10:00 p.m.
I gotta get my screens back changed here. Oh, really, Molly? Wow. I would not live in Houston, and it's like, I think the third most populated city in the U.S., and a lot of it is below sea level. A lot of it is covered in concrete or paved, and it's like, oh my God, you know. My son Sean was down there in Texas when it was getting ready to hit, and I got a hold of him because he was going to go across Houston to head over to Macon, Georgia. And I said, you don't want to take I-10 because it's going to get flooded. And sure enough, it did. Matter of fact, they still have a bridge out.
County in central Iowa.
There on I-10 where a barge or several barges got loose and hit the pylons that hold the bridge up. Well, that's cool, Molly. And so now that bridge is going to be closed for a long time because one of the pylons that holds that bridge up was totally wiped out, and like 3 others were damaged. So it's going to be a long time before that bridge gets open, and that's right there on I-10, major interstate that goes from LA to Jacksonville, Florida. So after I told Sean, you know, he's semi-driver, and after I told him, then he made his way up to Shreveport and hit I-20 and went east and stayed away from all that mess, which is a good thing he did, because from like Houston to Beaumont, Texas was just horrible flooding. Yeah, I-10 is. I mean, that goes, Houston, New Orleans. I traveled I-10 back in the 70s. For a short while, I lived out in L.A. and decided to go to Fort Lauderdale. And I went across I-10. Took forever. So yeah, that's really bad. They should have had them barges tied up better than what they did, because the winds wasn't really that strong. I mean, not as strong as Harvey, but yeah, I seen the video. Actually, a friend of mine, Brandon, was the one that got the drone footage of that bridge. Brandon Clement.
Severe thunderstorm warning for southeastern Kiowa County in south central Kansas, Barber County in south central
So, is
Kansas,
there any questions?
northern Comanche County in south central Kansas, southern Pratt County in south central Kansas.
I had a really bad bout this week with my Parkinson's. That was one reason why I didn't stream. Hey, thanks, Red Dead. Appreciate you stopping by. Yeah, I'm about done. But yeah, this past week, I had the shakes so bad. And it was all brought on by the stress. My Parkinson's really acts up when I'm stressed. And I was sitting outside with several of the neighbors, and they actually had to bring me home. I couldn't walk by myself. Again, we'll take a look at Karen. There's the infrared. I'm doing pretty good today, Red. I had a little bit of an issue this morning after drinking some coffee, but I stayed in bed for 2 days. I didn't even go out after all that happened. And it was all because of stress, helping my neighbor out, helping her with trying to get funeral arrangements done for her sister. But hey, Nola, yeah, I'm doing a lot better. I didn't want to stream this past week and see everybody see me shaking that bad. It's horrible.
Severe thunderstorm warning for Clark County in central Wisconsin, Jackson County in west central Wisconsin.
So that's Karen. Not much to look at, but once it gets totally past Puerto Rico to the north and hits the warmer waters, it gets away from land. There's some of the models that's saying it's going to really strengthen. So we'll just have to wait and see. I'll keep a close eye on it. If it looks like it's going to affect land, I'll be sure to let everybody know. So, folks, I'm going to go ahead and call it. I need to call my son and talk with him. So thanks, everybody, for joining me. I appreciate it. And thanks for the subs and the bits. Really appreciate it. Yeah, right, South Paul. Karen is the only real threat right now. So thanks again, everybody. And I'll probably try to do another one around 8:15 Eastern time tomorrow night. And we'll see what's happening with these storms. So thanks for joining me. We'll catch you on the next broadcast. Good night.